Welcome to East Alabama Today, featuring topics, events, and interesting people from all over East Alabama. Hosted by Carl Brady. Now, let's get right to the show. Here's Carl Brady.
Hello everyone, welcome into East Alabama Today. I'm Carl Brady. As you can see, we are on location in Anniston at the former Fort McClellan at the United Cerebral Palsy Center of East Central Alabama. We're going to have a complete show for you today talking about the UCP telethon coming up in August. We'll talk about the services of the center. We'll meet this year's poster child and a whole lot more. But first off, we need to tell you all about the how to get in touch with me. If you have an idea for our program, you know we want to hear from you. You guys are our eyes and ears out on the street. So we're looking for fairs, festivals, special events, things that are involving your community organization, your nonprofit group, your nonprofit organization. And if you have something you have going on, let me know about it. We may feature you here on East Alabama Today. The email address is cbrady@tv24.tv. That's the best and easiest way to get in touch with me. Send your ideas to that email address, cbrady@tv24.tv, and let me know what's going on in your community. Now, as you know, we're always looking for the interesting people who live in the community as well. Artists, writers, musicians, people who have odd or interesting hobbies, things like that. We'd love to hear about those folks. So we need you to send me their information. Again, cbrady@tv24.tv. And remember, anytime you want to check out an East Alabama Today episode that you happen to, maybe you missed an episode or you only saw part of it on TV and you want to watch it again, you can do so at your convenience online and on demand at tv24.tv. Coming up, more from the United Cerebral Palsy Center in Anniston, so stay with us.
For almost 60 years, the United Cerebral Palsy Center of East Central Alabama has been providing services to children and adults with physical and developmental disabilities. On August 6th and 7th, you have a chance to help them continue this tradition of service by supporting the 58th annual UCP Telethon. The telethon takes place at the Anniston City Meeting Center and will be televised live on TV24. Tune in on Saturday the 6th from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. and on Sunday the 7th from noon until 6 p.m. For more telethon information, visit tv24.tv.
Well, folks, we'll start off our visit to the United Cerebral Palsy Center with a visit with the center's executive director, Linda Johns, is with us. And Linda, great to be back. Thank you for the invitation to come back and visit with you here at the center. I still think of it as the new center. You were at the old location for so long. And how long have you been here at McClellan again now?
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half. Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. I noticed you're already running out of space in your parking lot.
Can you believe that? Just goes to show you fill up the space you have, and that's exactly what we've done here.
Absolutely. Well, we've got the 58th annual UCP Telethon coming up August 6th and 7th. It's live at the Anniston City Meeting Center, and you can also see it live as it airs on TV24. We'll have all that, and you can see all the details on our website at tv24.tv and also on the Cerebral Palsy Center's website, ecaucp.org.
That's exactly right.
That's right. I thought I had that correct. Well, Linda, just tell us what's new. What's been going on? It's been a year now since we visited. Give us an update on how things are going here at the center.
Well, Carl, things are going great right now. We have summer camp going full blast, and last year I think was the first time we were able to have summer camp for a couple of years, maybe even 3 or 4, because we ran out of space. And so it's nice to have that opportunity to offer our school-age kids to come back and be with us in the summer.
Right.
And our outpatient clinic is growing every day, so we're seeing more and more children for outpatient therapy. We have Dr. Law, who comes over from Birmingham once a quarter and sees patients here. So we just have a variety of things going on every day.
It sounds like it. And remind me again how many counties and what counties you guys represent.
Sure, we have 5 counties: Calhoun, Clay, Cleburne, Randolph, and Talladega. Some of the other counties we hit on from time to time if there's a need. Mm-hmm. And our respite program covers the whole 3rd congressional district, so that takes in a lot more counties as well.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the respite program. Talk about that a little bit, because having to be a caretaker for someone with cerebral palsy or developmental disability can be exhausting.
It's a full-time job.
It's more than a full-time job.
You're right.
And so the respite program allows those caretakers an opportunity to take care of themselves a little bit.
That's exactly right. And Carl, it's one of our most appreciated services that we provide. We do it in conjunction with UCP of Huntsville. They brought that program to us many years ago, and now we have our own grant from the Children's Trust Fund that supports our use of respite funds. And so what we do is a very simple application process. If a child has a disability from birth up to about age 19, they can come in, fill out an application, and then we pay the caregivers up to $100 a quarter, up to $10 an hour, for them to hire their own caregiver, somebody they're comfortable with, somebody who knows the child and is used to providing care. And then that allows them to go out and do things we take for granted every day. Go to the grocery store, go to have a hair appointment, or go to the doctor, or see a movie with a spouse, or spend time with the typical kids who sometimes have to take a back seat to the one who requires so much care. So it's meant to strengthen families, and that's exactly what it does. And we're really grateful to have had this program for so many years.
Let's remind viewers that may not necessarily be familiar with what all you guys do here at UCP. Even though cerebral palsy is in your name, we always make it a point to say cerebral palsy and other developmental disabilities. You guys offer services to a wide range of disabilities.
That's exactly right, from autism all the way through the spectrum of developmental disabilities. It's a very easy process. From children birth to 3, we can do an evaluation and assessment to determine them eligible for early intervention services, and that is free, and it can be done here or in the child's home. And once they're determined eligible, a plan is made for that specific child according to the family's desires, and we teach parents how to work with their kids all through the day to get them over those developmental milestones. So it's a great program.
It sounds like it. How do we get referrals into your program? Is this just something where a family calls and because they need your services, or do you work with the local medical community and the medical community when they have a diagnosis, they give your information to the family and say your next step is to call these folks? We
have a great relationship with our pediatricians in our counties that we serve, and they're very apt to send us an application or referral if they think some child needs our services. And then there's word of mouth. You know, it gets around, and that's one of the beauties of telethon, is people find out about things that they didn't know that we could do. And also there's a statewide child find registry. People can call into child find and say, I have a child I'm concerned about, where do I need to go? And they'll hook us up, hook them up with us or another provider. So it comes from everywhere. Parents self-refer a lot of times. They'll just come in the door and say, I want you to check out my child, and we're glad to do that.
Now, you mentioned funding from the telethon. The telethon is by far your biggest fundraiser and a huge source of income, but you also, there's insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, those kind of things, and you're concerned a little bit about some possible changes with Medicare and Medicaid, you were telling me. Talk about that and how the folks viewing today can assist with that.
Well, if you've read the paper any time in the last 6 months, you realize that Medicaid is really in trouble in the state of Alabama. And we get a good bit of our funding through Medicaid, and for that to take a hit, that means that we're able to do less. We can serve fewer children, we can make a lesser impact, and that's not the direction we want our services to go. So we are very concerned, and I just suggest that you contact your legislator and let them know that this is something that has to be fixed. I don't know what the solution to the Medicaid issue is, but we have to fix this in Alabama. We surely do.
Absolutely. Well, again, a reminder that the telethon is coming up on August 6th and 7th. It is 6 till 10 p.m. on Saturday the 6th and noon until 6 p.m. on Sunday the 7th. And you will be able to join us live at the Anniston City Meeting Center for all of the things that go on as part of the telethon there. And you can watch live on TV 24. And we'll be carrying all of the events live. I'll be hosting along with Gerhard Mathangani the 3 o'clock hour on Sunday afternoon. Chris Wright is also hosting a couple of different segments in there over the course of the telethon. John Holder always hosting a couple of hours in there as well. So TV 24 will be well represented at the telethon, and we hope you will represent and come out and join us live as well. Now we're going to continue here from the Cerebral Palsy Center, and we've got some other people we want you to meet. We're going to show you around the facility a little bit. just a lot of things going on. So hang out with us. We'll be back in just a moment with more from the United Cerebral Palsy Center of East Central Alabama.
For almost 60 years, the United Cerebral Palsy Center of East Central Alabama has been providing services to children and adults with physical and developmental disabilities. On August 6th and 7th, you have a chance to help them continue this tradition of service by supporting the 58th annual UCP Telethon. The telethon takes place at the Anniston City Meeting Center and will be televised live on TV 24. Tune in on Saturday the 6th from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. and on Sunday the 7th from noon until 6 p.m. For more telethon information, visit tv24.tv.
Well, as we continue our visit with the United Cerebral Palsy Center of East Central Alabama, I have some special guests joining us. Again this year, Lisa Lipham and Danny are with us. Hello, Danny. How about that? There we go. Fist bump. There we go. All right. Well, Lisa, welcome back in. I appreciate you being with us again and talking about your experiences with the UCP Center. Just kind of start us at the beginning and you know, the diagnosis you got and how you ended up being partnered with the UCP Center.
Well, we spent 7 months at Children's Hospital in Birmingham. We are still undiagnosed. We have been through several tests. Probably close to about 200 tests.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and they still do not know what's wrong. When we were discharged, we came home and it was very overwhelming. She could not hold her head up. She could not walk, talk. She was on a ventilator. She was basically a rag doll. We were partnered with Early Intervention and UCP, which was a lifesaver. They came out to the house 5 times a month. They loaned us equipment. I think our biggest equipment that we used the most was our chair, because that increased her core muscles, and she loved that. By the time we got to the stander, she was too tall, so she couldn't use that. Maybe 2 or 3 times she used that. The UCP Center and the therapists here have been absolutely wonderful to work with. They have become a part of our family. They really have. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know where we would be right now. We would probably still be delayed. We wouldn't be walking or talking. She is completely off the vent now. She's eating on her own. So basically, she's right where she needs to be, with the exception of still having the trach. We're not expecting to have that out until probably anywhere from 5 years of age until 8, just because of her trach. But other than that, you know, she's doing wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Not many 2-year-olds can say their ABCs, count to 75.
Wow.
We're working on potty training now. So she's just a walking miracle. The doctors cannot believe where she is now to where she was 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
And
I know she's been running around in here and playing while we were getting ready, so
Yes.
she seems to be doing great.
Yes, she really is. She's running around in the front yard, throwing a baseball, swinging a baseball bat. Her brothers and sisters play ball, of course, so she mimics them any chance that she can get.
Yeah.
But, you know, the UCP Center, you know, has done an amazing job with her. And they've given us tips, you know, work on this and work on that. And of course, we do. And I know that the CP Center covers 5 counties. And I can only imagine what each therapist goes through at each visit.
Yeah.
I mean, it just gives me chills just thinking about it. I know I have a personal friend of mine whose child just actually phased out of UCP early intervention because of his age. And she's like, I really wish that we could still utilize this early intervention, because they were just wonderful. And we're in contact, you know, at least once a week we speak to one another. But it's just, they're amazing. This group, this facility is is absolutely amazing.
Do they still come to your home and help with things at home like that?
Yes, yes. We are still doing home visits. We've actually phased down from 5 visits a month to 3 visits a month, just because of how well she's doing. And I personally know that other families need more attention than she does now. So yes. So I opted to go back down to the 3 visits a month. So they do come out to the house, and they'll work around your schedule, your kids' schedules, other doctor's appointments that you have. Like, for example, yesterday I was writing down in my monthly calendar all of my appointments for this month, and I was a little late on doing that. And I realized that one of early intervention appointments fell with another physical therapy appointment. And so I was texting, and I was like, Christy, I can't do this date, with this therapist because it falls with another one. And she was like, I'll talk to Autumn, and this was 6:30 in the morning, and Christy's replying back to me. So she calls me, and she was like, can you do today at 11:45? Autumn can be out. I was like, yeah, sure. So Autumn was out at 11:45, and she stayed her full hour, and they were working on jumping on the trampoline in the house and climbing up the stairs in the house, just everything. And Autumn's like, Lisa, she's developing muscles in her legs, and you can see them now. And last month, we had to cancel last month due to other family issues going on and traveling, so on and so on. So Autumn was like, Lisa, I didn't see her last month, so it's been 2 months, but oh my gosh, she's gained so much weight, and you can see her muscle development now. She doesn't look sickly, she's healthy looking, and whatever you're doing, just keep doing it.
Well, absolutely. So you're a huge fan of the UCP Center, and you encourage everybody to be involved with the telethon and make their donations.
Yes, I really do. If it wasn't for the UCP Center and everything that they have done, I wouldn't know what to do. They've helped in so many ways. It gives us just a peace of mind knowing that I can lean on someone if I'm having issues and I don't know what to do with when she couldn't sit up. That they can suggest certain therapies and certain, exercises to do for her. And I could always, text or call any of my therapists anytime, and they would be right there answering a text and saying, Lisa, okay, try this. If it doesn't work, we'll think of something else. Christy, my caseworker, was the same way. She's like, if you ever need anything, call me. Doesn't matter, day or night. The only downfall is that we have so many kids within 5 counties, and there's not enough equipment for these kids with special needs. So there's a waiting list.
Wow.
And the equipment is so expensive.
Very expensive, yeah.
Very expensive. So the donations is what helps buy the equipment for the kids. And that's what matters, is helping these kids. Because like I said, if it wasn't for the equipment, I wouldn't know where we would be right now. We would still be, probably working on sitting up instead of running.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Lisa, thank you for sharing your story with us.
I appreciate it.
Danny, thank you for sitting with us. It's good to see you again. And we've got some more folks we want you to meet before we go, so hang out.
For almost 60 years, the United Cerebral Palsy Center of East Central Alabama has been providing services to children and adults with physical and developmental disabilities. On August 6th and 7th, you have a chance to help them continue this tradition of service by supporting the 58th annual UCP Telethon. The telethon takes place at the Anniston City Meeting Center and will be televised live on TV 24. Tune in on Saturday the 6th from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. and on Sunday the 7th from noon until 6 p.m. For more telethon information, visit tv24.tv.
But we told you we had some other people for you to meet, and one important person we want to introduce to you is Katrina Lipscomb. And the reason we wanted to introduce Katrina today is because Linda has announced her retirement after 22 years here with UCP. September 30th will be your final day with the organization, and you'll be turning the reins over to Katrina. So talk about that. 22 years, 22 telethons.
23 telethons.
23
telethons. One I started right before that first one in 94.
23 telethons, and so you're having to teach Katrina all about the telethon and everything like that. Just talk about the transition. Yeah.
Well, the good part is that Katrina was here before, and so she knows a little bit about the services we provide, and she actually helped us with a telethon one summer. That was our first experience together, I think, and then she had an opportunity to move along, and so it was a natural choice for her to come back and take over the reins of this organization. I have a great board. I love my board and all the staff and mostly the volunteers that come year after year to help out. And I told her she'd be fine because they'll be right there by her side like they've stood by me all these years.
Right.
And so I appreciate that. You know, we have groups that have worked with us 55 years and individuals for 41 years, and I think that's amazing. And so that kind of commitment and dedication is something that can pass along to the next generation. So I've been so grateful for the opportunity I've had to be here these 22 years. See us in a new building, that's all just so wonderful. We have a building to sell, I'll hasten to add, so call me if you're interested. But I think Katrina, she's gotten in here early enough that we're working in tandem to get her up to speed on telethon and programming and all that. So she's a quick study. I think it's going to be a good thing.
You excited?
Nervously excited. I have big shoes to fill. I'm told that repeatedly. And it is because every time I've always thought about UCP from working in the past and from the time that I wasn't here, UCP for me has been Miss Johns. So to have this amount of time with her has been invaluable. It's, you know, I'm glad I've gotten to work alongside her and to learn the ropes because it's not a job that someone could just come into and wing it. I mean, there is a lot, and learning the programs, as she said, learning the families, the volunteers, our board members. So it all works together, and you have to learn how that works. And so I'm very excited to be here. I told everybody, and even in my interview, I've said this many times, but it feels like I'm coming home. I always felt like I had a purpose here, and I didn't leave. When I came in and turned in my resignation, I think both of us cried.
We did.
Because I just had an opportunity to move on, but I think God puts us where we're supposed to be, and if I had not had that opportunity, I wouldn't be standing here today.
That's right.
So it all works out. But yes, I'm very excited to be here, and excited but nervous because telethon is a huge undertaking.
The telethon is a huge undertaking, absolutely, and you have to have an understanding of the TV and the technical side of things, and know how to make that work. Plus all of the fundraising that goes into it, and coordinating all the different groups around the community who are involved in fundraising for the telethon. And this is not a typical nonprofit organization with a director and a couple of volunteers. This is a huge operation providing lots of services to a lot of clients. So you really got your work cut out for you to jumping into such a big group.
But I have found, and I've made this, it's like a well-oiled machine, but what UCP is what it is because of the people, not just our staff and families, but our volunteers.
Absolutely.
And we, like I said, we have a wonderful board as well. And without all that working together, I don't think we would be as successful as what we are. So all of that makes a whole, and we work it.
Well, and Carl, you're part of that process too. You know, you've been with us as an MC and on the TV and radio. You've helped us tremendously through the years, and there's so many other folks like you that I depend on every single year to do what you do, and it all comes together. So we don't have to start with a blank page every year.
Exactly.
You know, we
There's
have
a lot of people you can call when you need something. Yeah, one of the things that is exciting. And it has to be exciting for you is the community support that you guys get. You see that with the telethon, with all those big, giant, oversized checks, that community organizations, people, Sunday school classes, church groups,
Civic groups, yeah.
senior groups, community organizations, volunteer fire departments, people who are raising money for their own purposes also get out and raise money for the center as well, and then come make those presentations at the telethon. And it's great to see how the community comes together to support you guys.
And you know, not every community is as fortunate as we are. In fact, it's always funny, the national executive director always singles me out in the crowd when we're around other executive directors, because nobody raises money like we do. And it's not us, it's the community that supports us and supports the work that we do, and that's very gratifying, I have to tell you. You know, we ask the community to do everything from give us 3 pans of chicken fingers for the concession stand to, you know, stand in the hot sun for 3 or 4 days. And so, and they don't ever complain. They just say, when am I supposed to be there? So, you know, that kind of support makes our work so much easier. And we just couldn't do what we do without that.
And again, the telethon is coming up on August 6th and 7th. You can be a part of it live at the Anniston City Meeting Center on Saturday from 6 till 10, on Sunday from noon until 6. And one thing we haven't mentioned about the telethon, the live part of the telethon, is silent auction going on. You mentioned the concession stand. There's other opportunities to mix and mingle with people in the community and help raise money at the actual event itself.
It's a big old party.
It is. It's a big old party. It's a big old party. It's a lot of fun.
We have amazing silent auction items this year. We've got 2 plane tickets from Southwest anywhere in the United States.
Wow.
We have 2 Talladega Super Speedway packages. We have Nick Saban football signed. We have so many things, it's hard to elaborate all of them here, but you have to come down and just actually see it to believe all the things that we have. So I encourage everybody to come to the City Meeting Center. It's free, open to the public. Just come and spend a few hours with us. Check out the concession stand. Come go to church on Sunday and come have lunch with us at the concession stand. See what the adults have made that they have for sale, and it's just a really wonderful community event, and it gets bigger every year.
Yeah, and one quick point I do want to make. We met Danny earlier, and we've talked a lot about children with developmental disabilities, but you guys work with adults, children, everybody. So it's, even though we talk a lot about the kids at the telethon, you guys have a great program for adults as well.
It's cradle to grave, actually. You know, we serve all ages of children and adults with disabilities. And the other part of what we do is most of it is inclusive. So we include kids who don't have special needs, so they can learn some compassion and learn how to get along with people who are different.
You have the daycare that is inclusive.
We have an inclusive daycare
that's
program,
great.
and our summer camp is inclusive. We try to do that every chance we get, and that just gives the children with special needs a model to determine what he needs to do what that child does. And then the children that are typical learn some compassion and how the kids are different and how they can interact and play, and it's no big deal for them. They figure it out.
Right.
So, and we hope they go into school and they don't treat people who are different any different than they treat other people. So that's a win-win for us.
You guys are so busy, you have so much stuff to do. We could do a 10-hour telethon on East Alabama today to talk about all the things that are going on, but unfortunately we're running out of time. Linda, thank you for your 22 years.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your retirement. And Katrina, welcome. Welcome in. And we'll be seeing you more on TV, I'm sure.
Yes, you will.
For almost 60 years, the United Cerebral Palsy Center of East Central Alabama has been providing services to children and adults with physical and developmental disabilities. On August 6th and 7th, you have a chance to help them continue this tradition of service by supporting the 58th annual UCP Telethon. The telethon takes place at the Anniston City Meeting Center and will be televised live on TV 24. Tune in on Saturday the 6th from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. and on Sunday the 7th from noon until 6 p.m. For more telethon information, visit tv24.tv.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us for today's East Alabama Today. We've been coming to you from the United Cerebral Palsy Center of East Central Alabama, located in Anniston at the former Fort McClellan. Remember, the telethon we've been talking about is coming up on August 6th and 7th. It'll be live at the Anniston City Meeting Center both of those days, and you can see it live on TV 24. 6 until 10 p.m. on Saturday the 6th. and then noon until 6 p.m. on Sunday, the 7th. I'll be hosting, Gerhard Mathangati will be hosting, Chris Wright will be hosting, John Holder will be a part of it, and we invite you to tune in on TV 24 and be a part of the United Cerebral Palsy Telethon. Again, August 6th and 7th. Thanks for joining us on East Alabama Today, and we'll see you next time.
For almost 60 years, the United Cerebral Palsy Center of East Central Alabama has been providing services to children and adults with physical and developmental disabilities. On August 6th and 7th, you have a chance to help them continue this tradition of service by supporting the 58th annual UCP Telethon. The telethon takes place at the Anniston City Meeting Center and will be televised live on TV 24. Tune in on Saturday the 6th from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. and on Sunday the 7th from noon until 6 p.m. For more telethon information, visit tv24.tv.